Good morning, beautiful people.
Good morning. So we are leaving Cuenca.
We are leaving Pam and Paul. You can see here. Ciao, Sara. Thank you. Ci vediamo. Ciao. We are following Trent and Allie. So we will travel together with Trent and Allie for a while, right?
Yeah, a few weeks probably.
Yes, we will cross Peru together.
It will be the first time we will travel this long with somebody, so we hope to do our best. We are not used to travel with our other couples, other rigs. So it's really exciting and interesting for us to see how it goes as well. Trent and Allie, we already met them a few times, so they are beautiful people. We know that we will have a lot of fun with them.
Yeah, we met Trent and Allie in Mexico the first time on the
Tulum coast.
And the second time in Costa Rica in San Jose. Here we are, all together again, ready to spend some amazing time. Let's hit the road, and today we will drive from Cuenca to Loja. See you later. The road seems beautiful, it's beautiful. The view is fantastic, and I think in 20 minutes, half an hour, we'll stop for almuerzo. How is Lucky Leo doing?
Lucky Leo is doing fine up here. It's struggling a little bit, but I can see that also newer vans that are heavy like us, they are struggling the same to go uphill in these altitudes. We don't have to kill our engines to go uphill.
Yeah.
So I think we're doing good. Come on, Lucky Leo, you can do it.
Come on, Lucky Leo. You can do it. You can do it. You're strong.
Stop for lunch.
We're having lunch, almuerzo, comida corriente. Will be like $3 each. Amazing, we love it.
They're having some beef, they are having some chicken, and yeah.
Some juice. Perfect. Provecho, guys.
Buen provecho, gracias.
We arrived last night in Loja. We are editing all day long today because we have a lot of material to catch up and to edit.
Where do we stop to sleep here in Loja? Just here, there is this big stadium. This morning there were some soccer games and was free to enter and to watch it just here on the road.
Yeah, and the good thing is Saturday after 1 p.m. and then all Sunday long, you don't pay anything for the parking
free.
lot. Yes, for free. So it's a good spot, and Loja will be our last stop before crossing into Peru, guys. But now let's go and see what Trent and Allie are up to.
Our neighbors.
See, we are really close to each other. Inchi pinchi.
Buenas.
Buenas.
We're
Inchi
naked.
pinchy. Our inchy pinchy.
Ciao. Franco.
Ciao, Franco. Let's go, let's go. Frank, jump up.
Frank, jump.
All the way.
All the way down.
Welcome.
Thank
Hola.
you. What are you up to, guys?
We're gonna make some sourdough bread.
Wow, we are so excited.
I'm really curious to taste it. I probably never tasted sourdough bread. And look at that, it's alive.
It's alive.
This is a jar of mold we've been growing. It's actually weird because sourdough like starter, you're cultivating yeast, which is like a bacteria.
Yeah.
So you literally like have to create the perfect environment for like bacteria to grow. And if you do it right, the yeast overtakes any mold that would grow. But if you do it wrong, then the mold will take over and then you have a mess. We got this from a guy named Monty. He's probably watching this. I bet he watches you
Hi,
guys.
Monty.
Hi, Monty. And he gave us some of his starter, and this starter is over 10 years old. So
From
it's like-
Italy.
and it's from Italy.
Yeah, it's a
Only
good Italian
names.
name. Marco. Carlo. Luca. Basically, the difference between regular bread and sourdough bread is that you're using an active live yeast in sourdough bread, and that's what this is. So you grow this starter and use it to make the bread. So every day you add a little bit of water and flour to feed it, since it's alive, and then you use it to create the dough for the bread. So right now we're going to use a little bit of the starter to create the dough to make a sourdough bread loaf.
Interesting.
And rather than using industrial yeast, which is actually not very good for you, this is a wild yeast, and it does a long fermentation process where it actually breaks down a lot of the gluten. And gluten is what a lot of people have sensitivities and allergies to. So a lot of times sourdough is a lot better for you and easier to digest than regular bread.
Mm-hmm. The hard part about getting sourdough bread right is that when you're traveling all the time and you're always in a different altitude or a different elevation, it changes the consistency of the dough.
So this hasn't been fed since last night. Easiest to just combine it with your hands. So you take the starter, you put it in the water, and you stir it all up and mix it really nicely. Normally you can just put like the starter and the water and the flour and then like mix it all up, but if you put the starter into the water and mix it, then it dissolves, and then you know that the yeast is like spread evenly. This is authentic flour from Italy that we bought in Ecuador. I don't know if it's authentic or not.
Farina italiana.
It needs to be from Milano, Justin.
Milano.
Where is your hat? You should cook with your hat on.
I should, huh?
Yeah. I want to introduce you to Giustino from Milano.
Giustino from Milano. The best of all the Justins.
It's Justin Timberlake brother, Italian brother.
I usually do like 3.5 cups of white flour and then like a quarter or a half cup of wheat flour. This is what happens when you cook, huh? Like everything just turns into a mess. It's like a giant mess in here. So now that you've added all 4 cups of flour and your 1.5 cups of water and the starter all together, you begin to mix with your hands. This is a very messy process.
Don't you put the salt at the beginning in the water so it melts and it gets uniform, like you said, the yeast?
To be honest, I don't really know like the science behind it.
You can't.
I've like watched and like heard a lot of things saying to mix the starter with the water, and then you mix in the flour, and then once it like gets into a dough form, then you add the salt and like massage the salt through the dough.
Okay.
I don't know why.
Very nice.
And now it will grow.
You let it sit for 30 minutes, lets the flour absorb all the water, and then you start the kneading process. There's like a lot of different ways you can knead it, but this dough I'll probably need like, it's called stretch and fold. So like in 30 minutes, I'll like stretch it out and fold it over itself a few times, stretch it out, fold it over itself, then you let it sit for like another 30 minutes. You repeat that process like 3 times, and then you let it sit for like 8 hours. And then after 8 hours, you form it into a loaf and then bake it.
So basically now you like wait, let it rise, knead it a little bit, wait, let it rise a couple different times, then you bake it for just like half an hour, 40 minutes at a really high heat, and it's delicious.
Perfecto, thank you guys. So
No problema.
we'll see the result tomorrow.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll work on it for the rest of the day, and then we'll have some nice delicious bread in the morning.
Rest, and rise and be the best bread ever. Date night, Sunday night.
Lucky Lou is hosting us.
So we made an Alfredo chicken pasta with broccoli and mushrooms. I don't know why we decided to make pasta for the Italians. Hopefully it's okay.
I think it's a great idea.
We will probably regret it.
Like, what could we ask more? Like, it's beautiful. Thank you guys.
Of course, thank you.
Thank you.
You need to explain.
Yeah, say what's going on.
Okay, so this guy,
Wait for this guy to leave. This beautiful old man is offering them land in exchange for their camper.
we're Lucky LeAw.
Lucky Lou for land in Ecuador.
You know, guys, we want to get to Argentina, but just in case, after Argentina, we know that we could probably go back to Ecuador and have a land
Let me know.
for free.
I would do it if I were you. This is a good deal.
Gracias, igualmente. Buenas noches.
Tenemos noche.
He's so
You
cute.
should have said You give me the truck and the land, or our truck and the camper, and we're ready to
Yeah,
go.
but 20,000 hectares is too much.
What do you think? It's better Lucky LeAw or better a land here in
Don't know
Ecuador?
where, but in Ecuador. Let us know.
We have his email, we have everything. He was saying if you are looking for some land here in Ecuador, let us know because he's selling a lot of beautiful land and he told us he will give us a percentage if we sell the...
That's funny.
As you can see, we are here in Loja and
Using ancient technology. A paper map.
Yeah.
Your iPhone flashlight on a paper map.
But it's cool.
Yeah, it's
To
good.
look on the map. I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, it's old school, guys. Like when young people will start watching our YouTube videos, they will ask their parents, "What is that paper stuff they were looking?" You know?
It's curious because we have the map and then we are using two phones. So we are just using the map too. Okay, we are here, but we just need to Google Maps and I have a lander to see where are we going.
So we are trying to figure out what border to get, and every time I flashlight and she points me. Okay, we have a little bit of misunderstanding here, miscommunication, Sara.
We need to talk more, Luca.
We're planning which border to get and where to go. The roads here look really sketchy.
Zigzag.
Fun.
Dirt. 100
Wow.
kilometers of dirt.
We have fun, dirt, sketchy.
I think Frank. Oh, Frank is leaving. We will cross the border into Peru tomorrow. We don't know where exactly, but we will do it. Good evening, guys. We just want to share with you our last evening, our last night in Ecuador. We are overwhelmed because it has been a really tough month for us. The last one, we were sick. We faced a lot of problems with Lucky LeAw, but at the same time we were able to explore the Amazon forest. We were able to ride motorcycles up and down the mountains at Andes and then down to the coast in Ecuador.
To explore Cuenca and to meet beautiful people like Paul and Pam.
Yeah.
And now being here in Loja with Trent Allie and tomorrow crossing the border with them.
Together, so a lot is going on in our lives and we are happy to share everything with you.
Give us a thumbs up if you like the video.
Subscribe to our channel. We love you. We appreciate you guys.
See you in the next one.
Yes. Ciao. Good night. Buenas noches.